Good morning, everyone. Merry Christmas all the way from jolly old England. We are sitting in Maz's mom's house, my mother-in-law's house, her little dining room, which I love so much. Doing a pre-record so that when we go to Maz's sister's house later in the day, I don't have to disrupt everybody's lives by doing a mandatory recording. So Merry Christmas. I hope everybody who's watching this in America is safe and warm and well fed. And if you were traveling, you got where you were supposed to go. And if you didn't get to travel, we've gotten pretty comfortable with being on our own with our own little families over Christmas. So Merry Christmas. My guest today, shockingly, Dr. Mary, Dr. Maz Mary.
Hello there.
Hi, Dr. Mary. Where's my mouse? There it is. Let me stream across in case no one knows it's you.
Oh, yes.
It's a daily dose. Okay, Dr. Mary, let's jump right into it. First of all, how are you enjoying Christmas?
Oh, I'm having a fantastic time.
Is it good to be back home?
It is.
I think it's very good to be back home. I like to be in England for Christmas.
We had a nice quiet walk around Windsor and Eton last night. There was hardly anyone out.
It's really just like Fargo and Moorhead. It's
beautiful. All the Christmas decorations were going. They've got some projection on the side wall of the castle, which was fantastic.
Again, just like being in Fargo Moorhead. Our castle was all lit up too, I'm quite certain. Anyway. Dr. Mary, first question for you. What's one or two things that you knew before turning 50 that has served you well since turning 50?
Oh, in the last 3 years running up to my 50th birthday, this is probably going to be an odd conversation with a lot of people, but I appreciated learning how to be sober and enjoying my life because I got sober when I was 47. Went into rehab on my 47th birthday, actually. So, and we've probably talked about this before on some other
form or fashion
thing we have. But when I went into rehab, the woman asked me what my date of birth was, and I said today, 1970. And she looked at me and said, "Oh, next year is going to be better." And she was right. That the year, next year, the year after that, the one after that, the one after that, last year. I might have said the one after that once.
Doesn't matter.
But yeah, just I mean, what some of the things Dana does professionally is, reignite your spark or rekindle your own desires. That's what happened to me.
That's nice. Okay. Next question. What are some things you know now that you wish you could go back and tell your younger self and put your younger self wherever you want to?
Oh my God.
Did you not know these questions were coming, Dr. Mary?
I did know these questions were coming.
You are conversation 44 or 5.
It's difficult when you get asked the question.
Okay.
Not really a lot of, it's a hard question. It's like that, do you wish you were somewhere else thing? Because, if you changed part of your life, you wouldn't end up where you are now. And where I am now is actually kind of delightful. I would probably go back and warn myself to, not keep too much stuff in, be more expressive.
Maybe not quite so United Kingdom-y.
Yeah, talk about your feelings more so you don't bottle them up.
Okay. Would you go back?
Maybe even just looking after your mental health more. There's, there's a lot of us fuddy-duddy 52-year-olds are actually sort of, when you sit around with each other, they say, oh, I wasn't happy for a large part of my life. And we're telling each other now. We should have told each other when we were 20.
That's really an excellent point. If you could go back and say to yourself, Self. Tis yourself.
Tis myself. There you go.
Don't drink so much.
No, absolutely.
Would you do that?
Yes. In fact, I would tell myself to listen to everyone that says, like my dad always said, stay away from spirits. Wish I'd listened to that more. But at the time, I never thought I had anything to worry about.
Yeah.
Because I got myself through 10 years of college without a worry.
Yeah, it's an interesting question because, we talked about this.
Here's what I would tell myself. Don't forget to know when to stop, because that's exactly what happened to me.
Okay. So you're all right, Mike. I don't care. The question that I think of often, or the point I think of often is, I really wish we hadn't had to go through it.
Yes.
But we are so much better on this side of it. I don't know that we could have been this good had we not
No.
gone through it.
Yeah,
I don't think I could have appreciated the good without having gone through the bad. And I'm sad that I think that is true, but I really took you and us for granted. And I think that shifted because of going through something so hard. So I don't know that I would do it differently either.
Here's a cornerstone of knowing you're happy in your life. A load of, you've asked me these questions before. Oh, do you regret not doing this? Or do you regret not going to New Zealand when you went to Fargo instead? No, because, when you even it up in the last 21 years, my life is actually fantastic.
Yeah. Okay. Last question, Dr. Mary. What are some of the most joyful aspects of your life since turning 50?
Well, I guess I could say I survived. When I was 18 or 19, I thought, well, we'll probably all be dead by the time we get to this age. And now I'm happily looking forward to many more years and hopefully thinking I've inherited the Rooney or my mother's side of the genes that keeps them all alive well into their 90s.
Yeah. Okay.
You get to 50, you think, life has only just begun, because there's something good about reflecting. And if you do it right, you can sit there and go, oh my God, I was an idiot, which is great, because one, you're reflecting on yourself, you're still learning something. Your great question about what would you tell yourself if you could go back in time? People have written songs about it. It's a good thought.
I feel like you're skirting around the answer, Dr. Mary.
All right. What do you want to know?
Oh, no, I want to know joyful aspects since turning 50, the last 3 years, almost 3 years. Sorry.
Joyful aspects. We started the daily dose thing. That was actually a great help to me, especially during the pandemic, when even AA meetings got locked down for a while. They pivoted and went onto Zoom, but they were never the same. But you and I talking about this together, I mean, joyfully, you got me 2 year sobriety chips.
I only got you one. You got to go.
Oh, that's right.
But
but that was my 4th year at sobriety chip was amazing. You just did a little bit of work behind the scenes and handed it to me. That was a joyous moment right there.
How about being chair?
Yes.
I mean, aren't you proud of yourself for how that's going?
I am.
I'm proud of you for how it's going. I'm thrilled it's going so well, that you're enjoying it and that you seem to be good at it.
Yeah, I mean, that's a joyous thing too. The last, when I went back to work, I had alienated everybody.
Oh, alien. Yes.
Alienated.
Okay, sorry.
And it took a while. I just thought, well, I talked about this in rehab, and they said, a lot of people change jobs. She said, you're in for a tough time, but I just plugged away. I re-earned the respect of my work colleagues, and then last year they voted for me to be the new chair for the next 3 years.
Yeah.
So that's a big difference.
Yes.
So I am very proud of that.
Yeah. And it's been incredible to watch you continue to step into being the person you always were. It's funny, I went back and watched the conversation we had with Quinn on Daily Dose, and he said something so smart. He said, Maz, you were always the smart one, but now your emotional intelligence matches your actual intelligence. And that is so, so true for how I see you too. And clearly how your colleagues are seeing you and everything else. And that's really a gift to watch happen in your life.
Here's something I'd like to mention about that.
Please do.
I was sitting after an all chairs meeting broke up, a chair in another department at MSUM sort of went this to me, because she was sat next to me, and she said, I got to tell you, I love the fact that you're part of all this now. And I said, why? She said, she exactly said, it's so refreshing to see a white middle-aged man admit that he doesn't know anything. There's a gift for you all.
That is good.
If you don't know
take a
the
lot
answer,
of credit for that.
Yes, you should. If you don't know the answer to something, ask. I say it to students all the time, but there's a lot of professional people out there that just won't admit they don't know.
Yeah. All right, I just want to show off what we're bringing to Maz's sister's house because it's so delightful in English. We're bringing some piccalilli.
That's good stuff.
We're bringing some Christmas pudding laced with cognac. Not for you.
That's dense enough to bend light.
It's
if you're
true.
A
Weighs
physicist.
about 65 pounds or 3 stone.
It's a neutron star.
We're bringing some biscuits, fine milled oat cakes, some of my all-time most favorite foods.
But we're going to Yorkshire in a couple of days. So
we are.
Oak cakes.
So we're going to have shortbread and Yorkshire puddings and bendy bacon, to quote my mother, and runny eggs. I will not be having those.
It's going to be tough.
Yeah, it is going to be tough. At any rate, Merry Christmas, everyone. Dr. Mary, thanks for joining me.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
What would we do if it wasn't?
Do it again.
No.
Well, thank you.
It was
a delight
fantastic.
to be asked to be part of this for your 50 days of 50.
Yeah. So Merry, Merry, Merry Christmas to you and your family. If you don't celebrate Christmas, happy Sunday.
Yeah.
And
actually, here's something I learned coming up to 50.
Hit me with
Just
it.
hit me. Years ago, when someone said we must say merry or happy holidays, I thought, why? And then I didn't know that there are actually 14 cultural and religious holidays at the same time of Christmas. So I just think now it's absolutely delightful to say to someone happy holidays. Or seasonal holidays.
Or enjoy the end of the year.
It doesn't make any less than saying happy Christmas to someone. You can still say it to someone if you know they actually
care
observe
about Christmas. Yep.
But a lot of people don't.
That's true. So happy day. Stay safe, stay dry, stay warm, eat too much food, don't drink too much alcohol, and we'll see you tomorrow.